Ship has been a bedrock of security and prosperity. Today we reaffirm this important bond and we take the next steps to make our relationship closer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. It is more powerful than ever before.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump has once again made global headlines with his high-profile trip to the Middle East, where he received a lavish welcome from leaders in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. This visit, which took place in mid-May 2025, has drawn widespread attention for its symbolic significance and the major deals and agreements that were signed along the way.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. What a great place. What a great place, but more importantly, what great people. I want to thank His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, for that incredible introduction. He's an incredible man. Known him a long time now. There's nobody like him. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much, my friend.
Trump's visit comes at a crucial time for the region and for his own political ambitions. Though he's no longer the sitting president, Trump continues to be a dominant figure in U.S. politics and has hinted at another run for the White House. His trip to the Gulf nations appears to serve both diplomatic and business purposes, and the receptions he received from the Arab leaders suggest that his presence still carries significant weight on the international stage. The first stop on Trump's Middle East tour was Saudi Arabia, where he was welcomed with traditional sword dances, lavish banquets, and a state-level reception that resembled his 2017 presidential visit to the kingdom. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who hosted Trump, emphasized the importance of continuity in the U.S.-Saudi relationship and praised Trump for his previous support.
And it's a tremendous honor to return to this beautiful kingdom and be welcomed back with such extraordinary generosity and warmth. I've never forgotten the exceptional hospitality showed to us by King Salman, who's just, we talk about a great man. That is a great man. That is a great man, a great family.
Of Saudi strategic interests, particularly in matters related to regional security and economic cooperation. While the specifics of some of the agreements remain under wraps, it was reported by CNBC and other outlets that several memorandums of understanding were signed between Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund, the Public Investment Fund, PIF, and American private sector entities linked to Trump's business network and affiliates. These agreements center on infrastructure investment, real estate development, and tech cooperation. Trump's real estate brand is expected to expand its footprint in Saudi Arabia, with talks of luxury developments, branded hotels, and golf course ventures in the works. One of the most significant deals confirmed during the Saudi leg of the visit was a $3.5 billion U.S. arms sale to the kingdom. This deal includes the purchase of 1,000 AIM-120C8 advanced air-to-air missiles and related support equipment. Additionally, Saudi Arabia announced a commitment to invest $600 billion in U.S. trade and investments over the next 4 years, targeting sectors such as energy, infrastructure, and defense. Energy discussions were also on the table. Though Trump is no longer in office, his ties to the U.S. oil and gas sector remain influential. Reports suggest that he held private meetings with senior Saudi energy officials to discuss future market stability.
Now, that visit took place exactly 8 years ago. The graciousness of the royal family and the Saudi people is really unsurpassed, no matter where you go. Let me also thank the countless ministers, government officials, business leaders, and distinguished guests for that warm welcome. Very warm, and I know so many of you. I'd like to call out all of your names, but we have a lot of problems. We'd be here for a long time.
Investment potential in alternative fuels and collaborative projects that could benefit both U.S. energy firms and Gulf producers. Following his time in Riyadh, Trump flew to Doha, Qatar, where Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani hosted him at the Royal Palace. Qatar's relationship with Trump had strengthened notably during his presidency, particularly after his administration labeled the country a major non-NATO ally and praised its efforts in counterterrorism and regional mediation. In Doha, a major announcement was made regarding Qatar Airways, signing a deal with Boeing for the purchase of up to 210 aircraft. This deal estimated to be worth tens of billions of dollars, is being called the largest order in Boeing's history. In total, the U.S. and Qatar announced over $100 billion in agreements during Trump's visit. Among them were defense deals, including a $1 billion contract with Raytheon for counter-drone capabilities, a $1 billion agreement with General Atomics for advanced MQ-9B unmanned aerial vehicles, and an additional $1 billion allocated for enhancements to the Al Udeid Air Base, a strategic U.S. military installation in the region. A new joint venture was also announced between Qatari state-backed investment entities and Trump-linked firms in the sectors of education and sports infrastructure. Trump has reportedly shown keen interest in capitalizing on the region's growing sports economy, especially after Qatar's successful hosting of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. There are plans to develop multi-purpose sports complexes and training academies with potential branding and operational involvement from Trump-affiliated enterprises. In addition, sources close to the discussions revealed that technology partnerships were also discussed. Qatar's sovereign fund has been actively investing in Silicon Valley startups, and the possibility of forming a trilateral alliance involving U.S. innovators, Qatari capital, and Trump-related business facilitators was explored. Though none of the deals were finalized during...
Ever since President Franklin Roosevelt met with King Solomon's father, King Abdul Aziz, aboard the USS Quincy in 1945, the U.S.-Saudi relationship has been a bedrock of security and prosperity. Today, we reaffirm this important bond, and we take the next steps to make our relationship closer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. It is more powerful than ever before.
The visit, both sides expressed optimism about future collaboration. Security cooperation and geopolitical issues were reportedly discussed during private conversations. Trump remains a vocal supporter of Gulf unity and has criticized the Biden administration for what he calls a lack of decisive leadership in the region. Though not an official envoy, Trump's presence and his rhetoric may influence how U.S. policy is perceived and could shape future political alignments. The final leg of Trump's Middle East trip was the United Arab Emirates. In Abu Dhabi, he was greeted by President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Like the other stops, the UAE rolled out an extravagant welcome, signaling its willingness to further deepen ties with Trump, both politically and economically. During his meetings in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, Trump reportedly discussed expanding his brand's presence in the UAE's booming real estate and hospitality sectors. Trump International Golf Club Dubai, which opened in 2017, has remained one of the flagship properties associated with his name abroad. Discussions revolved around the possibility of opening additional branded properties, including new luxury resorts, residential towers, and exclusive golf communities. The UAE, in a landmark announcement, pledged to invest $1.4 trillion in the U.S. economy over the next decade. The focus will be on future technologies, including artificial intelligence infrastructure, semiconductors, green energy, and advanced manufacturing. One of the standout projects is the planned development of the largest AI data center outside the United States, to be built in Abu Dhabi in partnership with the Emirati firm G42. This deal signals a new era in U.S.-UAE technological cooperation. Beyond real estate and tech, defense and aviation were also key areas of focus during Trump's meetings in the UAE. Although the details of defense cooperation agreements have not been fully disclosed, they are believed to build on previous collaborations in counterterrorism and military modernization. As part of the visit, Trump was awarded the UAE's highest civilian honor, the Order of Zayed, a symbolic gesture reflecting the deepening ties and personal rapport between Trump and the Emirati leadership. It's worth noting that this trip was not officially sanctioned by the U.S. government. Still, Trump's influence over a significant...
I've come this afternoon to talk about the bright future of the Middle East, but first let me begin by sharing the abundance of good news from a place called America. In less than 4 months, our new administration has achieved more than most other administrations accomplish in 4 years or even 8 years. We've actually done, for the most part, more.
Portion of American politics gives his international visits a level of diplomatic gravity. foreign leaders, particularly those in the Gulf, appear to be hedging their bets in case Trump returns to the Oval Office in the 2024 or 2028 elections. This visit also underscores how Middle Eastern countries are navigating a changing global landscape. With increased uncertainty in U.S. foreign policy and shifting alliances across Asia and Europe, Gulf states are seeking stability through diversified relationships. Trump represents a brand of leadership that many Arab leaders found more predictable and transactional, and their warmth toward him reflects a preference for that style of engagement. Critics in the U.S. have raised concerns about the nature of the deals being struck, especially since Trump is a private citizen and still an influential political figure. Ethics experts argue that such high-level meetings and commercial agreements blur the line between diplomacy and business, particularly when they involve leaders of foreign governments and state-owned enterprises. However, Trump and his team have consistently denied any wrongdoing and maintained that the visit was entirely legal and focused on private sector collaboration. Regardless of the political debates, the outcomes of this Middle East visit are tangible. Massive investment pledges, business partnerships, and future development plans were all part of the discussions, and many of these initiatives are expected to materialize in the coming months. Analysts suggest that this trip could reshape certain economic corridors between the U.S. and the Gulf, especially if the Trump network continues to leverage these relationships. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe our channel.